Battle control initialized.
Hey people, 5 Aces here, and today I'm bringing you a clash of the opposites, a battle between two players that couldn't be much more different. We've got the hot-headed, red-blooded newcomer versus the cool, laid-back tactician. We've got the hyper-aggressive player versus the good old sit-back and steamrolling type of guy. We've got ice type versus fire type. We've got a player on the meteoric rise versus a player who's been slightly more on the decline. We've got the former Masters player and now Minions player versus the former Minions champion and now Masters player. I'm talking, of course, about the bottom left, spawning as Russia. It is gonna be Eskimo, and his opponent is gonna be, obviously, spawning as the Brits. His home country, it's gonna be Bain. This is gonna be awesome. Let's see if Pokemon taught us anything, it's that fire is good against ice. Let's see if that still holds true after all these years. This would be the one life lessons we've learned from this game, besides not trying to catch all the bugs in the schoolyard. Alrighty, so yeah. Also in terms of composition, I always really like casting Eskimo because he is someone who just sits back and spams 200 riflemen. No single rocket soldier needed. He's forming a conga line to protect his engineer. That's like a line of beacons here. In the absence of more advanced methods of communication, it's just those soldiers forming a line, a literal conga line towards the derrick, safeguarding the engineer. That is very safe and sound. Awesome. And Mr. Bain, conversely, is contentious sitting back home, which leads me to believe that this is a War Factory rush, which it is. 9 seconds shy of coming online. Finally, the conga line has moved in. I think that's a 20 stack opener. That's very modest, given how Eskimo can sometimes play. And War Factory Rush is gonna transition into one Harvester. So that might just be big micro time for Bain. What was in the chat? Oh, ever watched Total Biscuit? Yeah. Total Biscuit, RIP. A great guy who passed away, sadly, I think in 2018. And if you don't know that story, it's already history at that point. Gaming history is that he made a video review of OpenRA, praising it quite a lot, and it garnered some attention and thus was born the biggest player spike in OpenRA history. That was quite something, definitely. I was not around at that time, I believe. I'm not entirely certain though. Alrighty, so it's gonna be one derrick and one hospital, respectively being taken versus the oil derrick now being safely secured. And thus far, Eskimo hasn't managed to do anything with his rifles there. They were just dead weight. And what that means is that he's going to be a bit behind the Econ 8 ball. He's now just going to transition into his third Harvester. And that's going to be just an easy recapture for... Oh wait, Bain forgot his engineer. Did he? Or is it just not showing here? Is it just... Oh yeah, no. So the pip logo was kind of blending in with the white. You know, you get snowblind after some time. You know that. You know the drill. So it's a fourth Harvester online now versus 3. Slightly behind is Bain in the timing. Relatively calm early game. Oh, he's trying to close the sack here. That was an interesting play. He must have assumed that Bain went for the middle, which Bain completely skipped going for. Ooh, we're complete with a pause now. This is a tactical pause that's very fancy. Well, at least that means that Eskimo is free to take his derrick now. Awesome. Middle derrick on Blitz. By the way, I haven't talked about the map just yet. Also, this is obviously not an RHL match. This is presumably a warm-up match, if I were to guess. If I were to wager a guess here. Because both of these players have played lots of their matches already. And they're really looking good in their respective divisions right now. I can't remember the reason why Eskimo dropped out. I think it was not due to point relegation. I'm pretty sure he dropped into a lower league on his own volition. Ooh, 3 light tanks. Really, is that gonna be a timing push? 3 light tanks. Ranger. Oh, but it's gonna be met with an equal force in the form of roughly 268 riflemen and also 4 rockets. Gratuitously shuffled into the stack, like a couple needles in a haystack. Ooh. Engineer, did he get out safely? No! Engineer got sniped, but he managed to get the capture anyway. So not too bad, not too shabby in his part. And that is kind of a mistake here. He's revealing that most of his army is here. Oh! The AoE from the rifles is just slaughtering them. despite the line of sight advantage that completely got nullified by them all clustering up in this funnel. This was just the little windfall here that led to the destruction of Eskimo's early forces. That combined with the fact that he gave away his huge infantry presence in the south. Wait, Engineer did survive. Disregard that, so he's trying to advance onto the Engineer of Bain here, but no chance, no dice. There he goes. Captured, delivered as promised. Ooh, crushing on the roads is always an ever-prevalent tactic. In case you don't know, crush chances increase to 100% on the roads. Oh no! The light tanks went in and have found an unsuspecting victim. That is gonna be the MCV down. Expansion MCV for Eskimo. That is a terrible time to be Eskimo right now. Wait! Oh my lord! Manages to counter-snipe the first expansion. So both players out of an expansion for now, but one of those players is starting to feel the heat, literally. Which, yeah, it's Eskimo. Yikes! He must be very, very low in power right now. Yeah, 0 over 230. Under 230. That looks terrible for him, but he's got a massive army. So he's got that going for himself, even though it looks more impressive than it is because it's mostly rifles, but I see the odd rocket here and there. Ranger immediately reveals that. Also, the light tanks going on a scavenger hunt to find most of the hidden treasure. Ooh, heavy tank goes down, no more line of sight, no more beef in the front lines. Eskimo forced to pull the retreat. That couldn't have gone much worse for him at all. He was caught completely unprepared 2 times. First, his army was out on the map trying to tackle an oil derrick, and in the process he revealed his position. That was kind of a tactical mistake. And the second time around, he got caught off guard by 4 light tanks, which happens to the best of us. Yeah, let's just say, you're not alone, buddy. We stand with you, united as victims of light tank aggression. Uh-oh. Ooh, the derrick is getting so low. Being blown up here, but just putting a scratch in the tank here. Oh, the Ranger is on a mission to find the juicy rocket snipes. Let's see how many can he make it. 2, 3. He can go in one more time. Decides against it. Decides to finds the Engineer too. Decides to preserve the Veterancy 1. That is always useful. Just that extra bit of mobility, extra bit of firepower. Makes it so much more useful. Big army advantage now, strangely enough, for Eskimo. But again, all of his... no defenses here. The eco-transfer is gonna be caught off guard as well. He moves it away just in time. It's okay, it's Eskimo. Eskimo always plays the big macro game. He always has like 15 harvesters, not even joking. Always has a backup harvester to spare and transfer. Some aggression onto the main base. It's mostly mined out though, so yeah, this is gonna be 1 dead harvester, but that's alright. Mostly mined out, so not the most important targets here. More importantly, this is gonna be the first actual expansion out, and it might be caught off guard as well. Ooh, Eskimo's tank soaking up the brunt here. Is this rifle gonna kill a pillbox? Apparently it is. No repairs coming out from Bain. Thus, eventually he's gonna tickle it down with his M16. Ooh, keeps the tank alive too. That's not half bad. Pulled 2 of the harvesters off the line. Yeah, good play. Good play, I say. Here comes the... Wait, the light tanks are at it again. In the power lines. Yes, sir. Where else would they be? Oh no, Eskimo. I mean, look. His name kind of implies that if he truly comes from Inuit culture, he's not gonna be a fan of like the big high-tech stuff anyway. But yeah. Jeez. No power. No power at all. Ooh, the crush is on 4 rockets too. That just hurts. Vet 1 Ranger finally going down by in the dust. Yeah, that's so brutal. Closing the sack is Bain, advancing with one of his tanks. Should have maybe waited for the 1 tank. Oh, a secondary war factory. Plus an expansion out for him. So the game is shaping up to transition into a regular mid-game. After all these... Eskimo almost saving his tank, except the backstabbing pillbox got him with a salvo. Yeah, double war factory for both. That is kind of to be expected. Eskimo, he's one of those players where he's kind of the inverse of Rush AI. If you play him, and the only way he's ever gonna out-tech you is if you put the infantry, your tech level to infantry. Because then you're both gonna be on equal footing in terms of teching, but he is someone who likes his tier 1.5. I rarely see him go up to Radar Dome, I mostly see him stay on tier 1.5 and go for 4 war factories instead. Maximum production capabilities, go for maximum refineries, maximum con yards, and maximum barracks. Not a single air unit needed in most of his games. Okay, light tank spots this aggression. This might be a window for Bain to move out to the top right and take this juicy double mine as well. Plus, players tend to underestimate... I haven't talked about the map just yet. This is quite the action-packed game ever since minute 4 or so. Before that, it was kind of a wash. But yeah. Rifle's just standing there looking at the oil derrick, admiring Bain's flag flying here on the oil derrick, being like, yeah, I salute the flag. Not doing anything about it just yet. Maybe it's going for a recapture. No. Doesn't look like it. Now we've got a base push situation, which, as we all know, with a frontline war factory plus backline Tesla coils, this should be firmly in the Soviets' grasp. Especially if it starts deploying concrete walls. Yeah, but there is a massive army out, so let's see how this goes. Depending on whether Bain decides to move his second part of the army into the left or not. These forces are just sitting there idly. I don't like that too much. Okay, at least Eskimo spots that... He spots that he's being observed. He smells that something's off here, so he pulls his tanks back. And there's the wall of... That is again very ironic for someone who calls himself Eskimo. For him to... light tank gets away. To have a literal wall of flame towers. Oh, light tank doesn't get away. I stand corrected. Finally now expanding, plus taking the derrick. That's very good. Oh no, turret in the eco lines. So until he can fix this by facilitating a Tesla coil, he's gonna be in a nasty spot. Let's look for... Nope. And there's the radar dome out for Bain. Traditionally, Bain is just one to go for radar. Radar first against most opponents. Not first, but you know, radar earlier than his opponents. Let's put it that way. As you can see here, the DPS of the flame tower against the turret is non-negligible. Nice, he's splitting up his forces. Dispatch number 1 to deal with the turret incursion and the other one to deal with the pillbox spam. Very good. 4 heavy tanks in compact formation. Really nice micro. Should maybe now go for the harvesters. Yeah, he's realigning the turrets. Should focus fire. Yeah, focus on the medium tanks. That's also cool. But I would rather see some eco snipes because Bain is sometimes light on econ. That's just his trademark style. High on aggression, light on the econ. Minus 20% econ. Book your own Bain experience right now. But Bain has managed to successfully defend. It is now the one to advance onto the harvesters. Really, this needs a Tesla coil. That's all he needs to fend it off here. Like, a wall of flame plus the Tesla coil is gonna be enough to shut down most of the aggression. Nice trade. Shaving off a little bit of forces, but Eskimo knows he can't stay here. Triple war factory now, that's the Eskimo we know and love. Hell yeah! Where's the 4th one? Come on, you know you wanna do it. Ranger got a nice scouting run off. That was a good read on the map. Might actually drive by an engineer. Yeah. Swag drive by. Didn't pull a wheelie though. 2 spies, that is gonna be important. If he gets that wait! Did that rifle just try and walk through a concrete wall? Yeah, in go the spies, okay. That is the kind of intricate casting here that we're all expecting from the channel, Kappa Pride. Ooh, yes, where are the spies going? They're both waiting next to the power, that is so nasty. You know what else is nasty? Double Tesla coils behind wall-offs, yeah. That was not the power shutdown, that was a natural power down by Eskimo. Yikes. Left-hand side, Bain advancing onto the harvesters. If Eskimo pulls, he needs to pull the halves right now, otherwise they're just forfeit. Even with his econ limitations, or non-limitation, lack of limitations, losing 2 harvesters is nothing to scoff at. Finally, tanks advancing. Rifles lagging behind a bit, but that's fine. He might be able to achieve a cleanup here. gonna trade favorably, especially Soviet heavy armor against Allied heavy armor is just, yeah, that's no contest. Did you see how those tanks melted away? Yeah, now this is the Rifleman show. Tesla Coil's denying any and all advances here. Yeah, he's not moving in his rifles for whatever reason. Bit of a lapse of army movement. But in come the Hinds. This is gonna be the big pivotal point now for Bain. Can he make the Hinds work, or is he gonna fall behind? Right now, I'd say it's about even. Eskimo's killed a lot more than Bain has. And yeah, and his assets are also slightly higher. So now the question remains, how is he gonna deal with the inevitable RT and Hind spam? Oh, he's also gonna snuff out a Conyard if he's being prolific with his units here. And observant. Yeah, he should go on a chase. Yes, okay. Eskimo immediately going on a chase. Now, important note here. Oh, they have... No, they dove too deep. No way. MCV gets away. That is actually crazy. Didn't expect them to get away at all. Well, he can get some good eco snipes. Snipes by Eskimo right there. The Harvester. The fact that this is still alive is just a miracle. Flame Tower's force firing some invisible spies. Did the spies ever do anything? Oh wow, he also got 2 Harvesters here. I completely missed that flank. That was it was 2 tanks split off from the main army. Now, this is the one part that, spoiler alert, if you wanna still watch last week's cast, spoiler alert, we had Mo versus ZX Ganon, and no one ever came as close to defeating ZX Ganon as Mo did. And then he blew it by not going tier 2 against an artillery-wielding allies player. Either tier 2 or flak track spam. Yeah, as Soviets, you definitely can hold the line with flak track spam. You don't need to necessarily go for tier 2. Ooh, that one's on the gems. That is also really nice. I like that. Yeah. So, it either has to be flak track spam now, or it has to be tier 2, Yaks, line of sight, all the good stuff. Because artilleries are just gonna chip in from the backlines and just deal so much anti-infantry damage that ultimately you're gonna lose your core infantry. So nice with the tank flanks though. Splitting off the tanks again, that is just maximum nuisance. That is the peak nuisance level here that is playing. Ooh. Yeah, the tanks can just snipe a Harvester and then the Moose. Doesn't appear to be the case, but it's fine. Ooh, Flame Tower is just taking a chunk, taking a juicy bite out of the infantry cluster and turning it into marshmallows. Look at this. Again, 1 unsupported artillery, but that's all he needs because there are no flak trucks here. Heinz getting away too. Oh no, I don't like the direction that Eskimo is taking right here. You should definitely invest into either scouting or flak trucks. Flak trucks, Yaks, all of this could have just prevented those terrible, terrible mishaps. However, he's gonna be able to push out, if he pulls the trigger that is. Ah! Sellout. Probably not the worst decision from Bain. Yeah, I like that. Just salvage, cop your losses. Salvage what's left. So this is probably still shaping up to be an even game. What the hell? After all of that. We need to solve the mystery where the spies went. They probably got killed, to be honest, because I'm not seeing any veteran production just yet. Speaking of which, the spy is probably gonna get a rework in one of the next patches after this one. Which I'm also excited about, because some of the ideas I've heard are great. Okay. Because there's been this discussion. I like veterancy. I like attaining permanent veterancy on spies. Upon spies entering your building, but it's not a very interactive feature, so maybe some more interactive features would be really cool. But let's see what comes out of it at the end of the day. So, this should be an advantage for Eskimo. Yeah, 4K still. He's in a good spot. Oh, might be prone to losing his Conyard here. Needs to move it back. Oh no! The Hinds are closing in. Not like this. Well, they still can't fully utilize this, so it's okay. 2 more heavies. Hell yeah. That's just how I like it. Eskimo is playing it smartly. He's just trying to shut off all the ore patches. And this ore patch got temporarily denied by a husk. That's also cool. I really want to do econ check right now. The army value strictly in Eskimo's favor. Destroy tab, relatively even for now. But why you know Flak Truck? He's committing the same mistake as Mo. That is one of the ways you can let an opponent come back into the game is just by having him trade favorably all the time because artillery just rails infantry. Yeah, here's the Flak Truck. That's what the doctor ordered. And it's not too late just yet because there's no critical hindmass for Bain. If you pull that too late and your opponent, your ally's opponent has critical hindmass and has like 7 hinds, 6, 7-ish hinds, then this is gonna be hell on earth. Catching up to that with Flak Trucks. But as it stands, he's still in an okay spot. Very aggressive posturing from Bain with two MCVs being moved forward, and this is now completely indefensible if Eskimo were ever to catch wind of this, which he won't because he doesn't have any scouting information whatsoever. Classic. Then yeah, this would actually be a really good call. Nice, medium tank gets a heavy for his trouble. Diving a bit deeper. Wait, is that a... Yeah, he went for a third Conyard, okay. So it's not as risky as I thought. So the Radar Dome is quite in a defended location right now. Oh no! Oh, Eskimo! Moving in without any line of sight support whatsoever against tier 2. That is just suicide. By the way, this is still on the release version. You see it here. You see those chubby boys, the skinny hinds. Gonna be replaced by chubby boys in the next release. Wait! That bug hasn't been fixed yet? I mean, it's the release, so I'm not expecting it to be fixed just yet, but... Okay. 2 helis landing on 1 pad. Tends to happen. So we're back to Eskimo having a relatively stable infantry army. And actually, I think more sizable than Bain's right now, but Bain is on tier 3. What can he do with that Tanya would be his best bargain. Just straight up investing into Tanya. It's a bit annoying for Eskimo because he has to split his Flak Trucks as well, not just the tanks. He never knows where the hinds are gonna swoop in first. So he actually needs to defend on both sides with Flak Trucks, which is a bit difficult. But yeah, with triple war factor, not so much. I want to see the 4th. Nice, nice. Tackling some more econ. Very good. Oh, Tanya's out though. And she's gonna be able, thanks to line of sight from the hinds, she's gonna be able to chip in and deal a plethora of damage. Snipes by Tanya. Now this is gonna warrant... Yeah! Ooh, Flak Trucks barely not being able to catch up due to the body of water. He's diving. He knows that the hinds need to rearm right now. This is the best time. Like, if your opponent has just gone for a massive hind strike, go in with your Flak Trucks, try and find the landing spots. This is how you come back against a tech army or against a helicopter army. Or any air build whatsoever. Okay, that is a super, super forward Radar Dome. What is he doing there? Not in range is the artillery. So I guess it's just biding his time, yeah. Just waiting until the roadblock has finally been removed. Massive damage from those 4 artilleries. Oh, he's moving them right into the infantry. Way too deep, my friend. He could have fought that at max range. Ah, that was a bit more needlessly expensive than it should had any right to be. And the Radar Dome is, as a result, going to be besieged immediately. Really good RNG hits onto the Radar Dome as well. Oh no. Ah, not like this. And no retargeting coming out. No, Eskimo. What are you doing? Ah, at least he's going to lose a couple hinds here. Veterans to 2-star. Yikes. Yeah. This warrants Yaks or a V2 transition. V2 into the middle of the blob would be lethal. Oh, what a rust time. What a rust time for Eskimo, losing so much infantry. Now also, that's the most annoying thing ever. The ore refinery pad is now blocked by the husk. Like, the harvester husk just slid into position. It still had some momentum left. Yikes. Well, some fighting going on. Oh, triple heavies. Good hustle. He can get some real good value here. And a nuke silo for Bain. Are you for real? He's unlocking the entire tech tree. This heavy tank on the prowl just scouting a little bit. Scouting the perimeter. Seeing this is not a very good time to engage. So with that, is Bain now back in the game? Let's see. Well, he's behind 6k now. But, I'm still not liking Eskimo's position. He doesn't have anything in air units. He just needs at least a scouting unit, at least a yak. Nice with his tanks, just positioning them onto the ore patch. Yeah. You see how efficient this is, especially Soviets. This is so ridiculously... Check the 1v1. Yeah, I mean, it's not a 1v1 anymore. That was more of a gang massacre. But 1v1 heavy tanks versus mediums is just no contest. That is straight up one-sided. Pew pew! Down goes another ore truck. I'm hearing longbows. Oh, they found the tank flank. Oh no. Not just quite enough to kill one of them, but with the help of the Hind, that's gonna be alright. He can go for tech snipes. I mean, that's gonna be enough firepower to burst the tech structure. Oh! Oh, he's going in with the... That is so smart. He's going in with both his flak trucks and the heavy armor. That was really well played. Ultimately being rewarded with like 2 Hind kills. It's not too significant. The longbow is still alive. Second longbow as well. I was a bit lucky. That was actually really lucky. A bit more of an off-center timing and he... Oh! He almost abused minimum range on the Hind. But no. The atom bomb is starting to tick down now. By the way... Bain has never taken his gems bottom side. Weird decision. He's just invested into lots of tech instead. Alright. Good attempt at a turret. There was an attempt. So this is a difficult position to besiege. Basically, he needs tier 3. He needs... Wait, I've seen a radar jammer somewhere. Yeah, radar jammer circle. Oh, that's the flank he needed. Yeah, those artilleries are super exposed. What is he shooting on? Oh! Still, though, that's the entire air fleet for... Well, almost the entire air fleet for Bain. Still a very cost-efficient trade here for Eskimo. He killed like 10k in assets just with those couple helicopters. People don't realize how expensive helicopters are. Finally, V2s are starting to appear. It was about goddamn time. What are they going for? Yeah, it's okay. Just go for freebies wherever you can. Snipe a couple buildings here and there. This MCV, oh, he can block it. He can block it from moving. Oh, being just a bit too indecisive, and the yak is not coming online. He's trying with a mobile flak. Right-hand side, though, there's a massive push. Almost no tanks, but lots and lots of infantry supported by a radar jammer and 1 artillery. Again, all of this could be avoided by just having a yak on standby. Radar jammer moving into a bad position. Wait, it costs 1,000? Oh, the spies are going in dry. He's putting them in aggressive stance. What? Okay, finally. Managed to disguise them, but under the watchful eyes of Eskimo, I doubt he's gonna let this one happen. That is just too obvious. Or is it? Or is it? No. Buddy. Okay, 1 into nothing, really? He needs to force fire. The other one is standing guard next to the power. Oh! Oh, the V2 clusters. V2's hitting big time. It's payback time. Oh, shut down on the power. Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting here. And the V2s can kite back so nicely, though. One of them falls, but that's been such a nice shot. The Conyard is still alive. Oh, no. What is happening this game? He has rotated almost his entire army down south. Like a little dispatch. Being policed by Tanya, though. Oh, ouch, 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 ouch. That's how that rhythm sounds to my ears. Being that I've played Soviets more than Allies this season. By sheer virtue of RNG, by the way. So I always play random. Alright, the Iron Curtain is online now. Now, that's the big ticket for Eskimo. If it can hold out, yeah, this should be an easy kill. Expansion should go down with no problems whatsoever, so no way for Bain to establish himself here. Should kill the power plant too. 1 artillery undeterred. Still going for the big kills. Oh wait, that's the Fog of War bug. He still thinks that there's a couple Tesla coils here. He's gonna see very briefly, but this is not gonna be the case because there's gonna be 2 helicopters. Longo's not going for the... Oh no, finding another unprotected MCV. Oh, manages to deploy. It's not as... He's got enough ammo left, does... No! Wow! Immediate queue up the engineer. Relegate your rally point right now. Queue up an engineer. This is gonna be mad value. Mad bang for your buck. No! Alright, he spots it. He spots the army coming in, so the MCV gets away for now. For now. What are those? Those V2s, it must have been a misclick. I think it was trying to fire the power plant. Force fire in the power plant or something. This might be Eskimo waiting too long. Does he have low power? No. Man, those V2s. They had such a great start, but now they're just sitting there. A tank flank, 3 mediums going in for Bain. Trying to find an angle on something. Anything, really. There's an unpowered anti-air gun. Yeah, the tech center. Oh, the GPS is just about to go up. This would have been... It would have been mandatory for Eskimo to stop the GPS right there. What are the flak trucks doing? Idle. Still idling. At least one of them survives. Oh no, doesn't. Ah, he's splitting up his forces. Smart. Yes. Oh. The distraction from the rifle infantry, just barely keeping it alive. Again, flak truck micro not on point. Point blank artillery. On the left hand side, tanks coming through. Oh no. He lost so much econ in such a short span of time. Can he make it work with the Iron Curtain? He needs to window off the back of this Iron Curtain right there. Otherwise he's gonna be really far behind. Good blanket fire. V2s. Always known to be lethal. Okay, Bain doesn't have much on the top side anymore. Basically it's 1 artillery, a couple scattered base defenses. Ah, but the flank. The tank flank. Time and again, proving that it's not as much about how much you have, but rather about where your units are positioned. It's all about the positioning here. Most of the anti-air is gonna die, but the V2s are gonna get some really good shot-offs before dying. Yeah, down they go. No flak truck support for them. Why didn't he build anything? He was broke. Okay, GG being called. This was... Was this an unwinnable game at that stage? Probably. Yeah, he waited too long. He just lost too much in the late game here, especially after the GPS came up. So basically, Bain knew he didn't have to defend much on the top because there was just nothing but scattered base defenses there, and a couple tech structures. Nothing to be afraid of. So he knew he could concentrate all his forces in the south. What a game! Yeah, it really shows the Masters versus the Minions player. No turnaround this time. No relegation matches, unfortunately. We're probably going to see them towards the end of the season, but regardless of that, I have to say, Eskimo playing it well, playing it cool, and yeah, just committing a couple crucial mistakes, like not transitioning into flak trucks enough, but I still see that mistake being made by Soviet players religiously, like almost all Soviet players. I barely see anyone take to flak trucks as soon as they see tier 2 incoming. It's so important. And also flak truck micro sometimes not on point. Not having an air unit out by minute 30 or so was a problem. Because ultimately he could have just avoided damage for like the blanket fire damage from the artilleries, which all ended up being heavily ranked and vetted. And Bain just playing the long con. He was so far behind. He was behind 6k, 7k assets all the time. But ultimately made his tech work for him. Take advantage, and Eskimo never want to. Teching has never been his strong suit. Let's put it in a very mild and soft-spoken manner here. But yeah, great game, and needless to say, Bain is on track without spoiling anything. If you don't want to hear the tables or look up the tables, Bain is on track to get in I'd say a top 3 scoreboard position in RHL Masters. And conversely, I think Eskimo right now has played 8 games in Minions and hasn't dropped a single one. And he's playing in a division with Barf, who, by the way, has dropped a lot of games. Not a lot, but 3 or 4? I think 3. So yeah, one of them actually live on stream, and that's also a highlight that I'm maybe gonna upload. Was to a very unsuspecting opponent. So yeah, awesome games. There's gonna be more RHL. Streams have moved to Tuesdays for all of those who missed it. So tune in every Tuesday, 5 p.m. UTC, RHL incoming, and next Tuesday there's gonna be Romanov's Vengeance on the menu. The boys and girls at the Romanov's Vengeance development headquarters have put in some overtime and managed to make some miracles work. They have now completely overhauled balance as well as lots of the movement systems, deploy systems, whatever, or general's point systems. It's gonna be awesome and a joy to test, to play test. Enjoy the ride, join us in next Tuesday, 5 p.m. UTC, twitch.tv/5aces checkmate. Other than that, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. 5 Aces out.
Battle control terminated.